We'll begin with the centering meditation, and then we will address some of the busyness in the mind. But throughout the whole meditation, whatever is happening, if it's possible, welcome whatever's here. And often we tend to feel isolated and alone. And the truth is, we're really all connected to each other. We're all part of humanity. So as you're arriving, start to notice what you can feel in your body. Notice your breath. Perhaps feeling or sensing the movement of your breath in your body. Perhaps notice that when your chest and belly move, your shoulders move, your arms even move. Even your head might move. And notice this apparent oxygen, this ocean of oxygen around you. No matter where you are, this ocean of oxygen seems to surround you. And as much as you need your heart and your brain and your other organs, without this oxygen that's always around you, you couldn't exist. Maybe even ruminate on how the plants and trees are helping you. They're helping to provide this oxygen for you to breathe. Appreciate how each breath gives you life. And every exhale is another opportunity to let go. And bringing it even wider, consider how the whole earth filled with all these different continents, different people, different lifestyles, different beliefs. Still, the whole earth goes together. The whole web of life is interdependent. And even beyond that, without that huge ball of fire in the sky, the sun, we wouldn't be here either. Feeling your body interconnected, your breath interconnected. We're all breathing the same air, the same oxygen. Notice if anything is shifting as you're beginning to realize how much at home you are in this moment. You always have the ability to discern, to separate, and that can be helpful, but also to welcome yourself into this space. Thomas Merton said, "You don't need to know precisely what is happening or exactly where it is all going. What you need is to recognize the possibilities and challenges offered by the present moment and to embrace them with courage, faith, and hope." So can you be in this moment, and this moment, each moment a welcoming. As human beings, we have these busy, busy brains, and we're always wanting to figure things out. We always want to know what's coming, what to expect, so that we can figure out how to prepare. What's our next plan of action? And right now we're in this huge time of change, globally, personally, collectively. In my opinion, these changes that are blowing in are so big that we're currently unable to see, to visualize the future. And that causes many of us immense discomfort. So for just this moment, would it be possible to be with, to allow, to even welcome all of the confusion, all of the swirling of emotions and thoughts, the uneasiness, the uncertainty, even that feeling of being disgruntled, this doubt, even as to our own sanity. Would it be possible to allow all these swirling emotions, thoughts, just for now, just in this moment? Could you even welcome them, knowing this is just what's happening right now, not just to you, but to many of us globally, personally, collectively? And while you're welcoming that, could you also welcome all of the wanting of security, approval, control, separation, or oneness? Could you welcome even how personal this feels? And could you let all that go? So when I was practicing this morning on myself, my brain's immediate answer was no, I can't let it go. So if you're feeling that no, just allow even the no. Allow even the resistance. Can you even welcome the resistance? But if you could let it go, would you? And when? And then just for this moment, just for now, would it be possible to be with all of the confusion, the doubt, the uncertainty, the uneasiness, all of the swirling of emotions and thoughts? Could you welcome them just for now? And often we try to push those away and think, oh, I shouldn't feel this way. It's going to not help me deal with things. And in fact, the opposite is true. The more we welcome everything that's changing, everything that's happening, the easier it will be for us. So can you allow just for now all of these swirling emotions, and maybe just drawing back a little bit to imagine them like a tornado, or at least a very heavy wind blowing all around. And could you also welcome the wanting of security, the wanting of approval. And often the wanting of approval presents as expecting disapproval. The wanting of control, we all wish we had control. And then what would we do? Can you welcome that wanting of control? The wanting of separation, and the wanting of oneness, of being one with everything. Could you let it go? Again, no is a wonderful answer. Would you let it go if you could? And when? Margaret Silf in Inner Compass said, we must come to stillness. In the silence of our hearts, we must wait patiently for the compass to steady. Then it will point to true north, the still center, the fine point of the soul, and we will be able to move forward again. So what if the coming to stillness actually includes welcoming all that is? What if the pushing away, the wanting to change, control, have security, separation, or oneness, what if all that wanting is actually keeping us from being with what is? What if that all of that wanting for control is actually helping us feel less in control? So let's try again, just for this moment. Can you welcome everything that you notice? The confusion, whatever is blowing around, the doubt, uncertainty, even that uneasiness. Can you allow all of it, even welcome it, knowing this is just what's happening right now? Would it be possible to let it go? Could you let it go? And when? So you might explore this subject a little more on your own. Notice the next time you're caught in a loop, a thought pattern that just is circling and circling and circling, and there doesn't seem to be any resolution, no answer, and you're getting more tangled, more snarled in your thought patterns. Perhaps just pause and see if you can welcome it. And again, this is counter to the mind's conditioning. But how has that worked for you so far? Pema Chodron said, whenever we're between here and there, whenever one thing has ended and we're waiting for the next thing to begin, whenever we're tempted to distract ourselves or look for an escape route, perhaps we can instead let ourselves be open, curious, tentative, vulnerable. So you can begin to deepen your breath if you like. You can add some movement or stretching. Often I like to take in an exaggerated inhale and sigh it out. And we'll just glide right into our next meditation. So if you like, again, close your eyes. It's fine to stay with the eyes open. There's a beautiful true story that conveys a really special teaching. In the mid-1950s in Bangkok, a huge clay statue of the Buddha began to crack due to heat and drought. When some monks peered into these cracks, they were astonished to find a gleam of gold under the gray clay exterior. What they discovered under this ordinary-looking clay statue was a solid gold Buddha. As it turns out, the statue had been covered with plaster and clay 600 years earlier to protect the gold Buddha from invading armies. And the knowledge of the statue's true nature was completely forgotten, although it was always right there, waiting to be discovered again. What struck me most about the story is how perfectly it mirrors our own inner journey. Just as the monks disguised the golden Buddha to protect it, we do the same with our own innate goodness, our essence. As children, we create defenses against what causes us to feel afraid, ignored, or hurt. And as we grow up, we then identify with the defenses we've created and lose touch with the innocent, tender, creative hearts we were trying to protect. If you've ever felt trapped in this trance of unworthiness, filled with judgment about yourself and others, or always feeling a sense of not enoughness, not doing enough, not being enough, not knowing enough, you're not alone. But we can learn to dissolve these layers of judgment and doubt, to discover beneath them clarity, presence, and love. The gold of our own true essence. What helps us uncover that gold? How can we learn to trust the pure awareness and love, the basic goodness that is our very nature, that is really who we are? And perhaps it's by welcoming welcoming all of you, welcoming everything you're aware of, welcoming, allowing thoughts, emotions, sensations. And this goes against all of our ambitious conditioning, the conditioning that says, if you think about something or allow yourself to think about something, that might make it happen. What if we learn to welcome, to open ourselves up to our own innate goodness? Beginning again in this moment with kindness, compassion, gentleness for ourselves, to ourselves, even towards those thoughts that we deem inappropriate, not good enough. What would happen if we welcomed everything there is? Here's some words by Sharon Salzberg, one of this era's most preeminent meditation teachers. There is joy and an important sense of renewal in each effort to begin again. In this way, meditation is not about the creation of a singular experience. Meditation is about changing our relationship to our experience. How do we react when uncomfortable thoughts emerge? And how do we react when we notice that we're distracted by these uncomfortable thoughts? Can we begin again without rumination and regret? I believe that's the practice. Sharon Salzberg goes on to say, when thoughts drift through the micro world of meditation, we learn that there's no benefit to be gained from berating ourselves or from wishing fervently that we had been focused on our chosen object, maybe the breath, the entire time. There's no benefit to be gained from berating ourselves. We strengthen our minds and our meditation practice, and in fact, our life, each time we recognize these distractions, let go and begin again. Because it's a fractal of life, meditation is a dynamic practice. One that involves cultivating the art of self-compassion, of learning to relate to ourselves in a new and more forgiving way. Because it's a fractal of life, meditation is a dynamic practice involving cultivating the art of self-compassion, of learning to relate to ourselves in a new and more forgiving way. The invitation to begin again and again and again and again that meditation affords is an invitation for the practice of self-compassion. To learn to heal through letting go rather than harming ourselves with cycles of self-doubt, judgments, and criticism. Beginning again is a powerful form of resilience training. Each time we become distracted or lost in our judgments, assumptions, and other thoughts, we can then return to the moment, the most portable and dependable resource at our disposal, this moment. We see that no matter what, we can always begin again. So with this attitude of beginning again, let's once more explore, just for this moment, would it be possible to welcome, to be with, to allow all of the confusion, the uneasiness, the feeling disgruntled, the sense that something's not quite right, the doubt? Could you welcome all of that into this moment? Can you allow all of these swirling emotions just for now, knowing this is just what's happening right now? Could you also welcome how personal this feels, how this feels like it's something to do with you, who you are, your very identity? And can you also welcome all of the human wanting of security, control, approval, separation, or oneness? And would it be possible to let all of that go? Could you let it go? Again, a perfectly acceptable answer is a resounding no. But if you could, would you let it go? And when? And this is a circular practice. It's not a forceful practice. It's a very gentle, accepting, welcoming practice. And we're not beating ourselves up for the fact that we can't let it go. We're just offering the possibility that in the welcoming, there's a softening. There's a recognition that we're not in control, no matter what the mind might tell us. So circling back around just for this moment, would it be possible to be with, to allow, to welcome any remaining confusion, swirling of emotions, feeling disgruntled, uneasy, the doubt that you're doing enough or that you are enough? Can you welcome all of that just for now? And can you also welcome how personal this feels? Everything, the world always feels personal. That's our brain's interpretation. But is it really personal? Can you welcome how personal it feels? And all the accompanying wanting of security, control, approval, separation, and oneness. Could you let all that go? And if you could, would you let it go? And when? So that's the practice, just a gentle invitation rather than a forceful saying this is wrong. You might try it for yourself. The next time you have a thought that you feel like you shouldn't have, could you allow yourself to circle back and welcome that thought and notice, does it start to lose impact? Does it start to slowly, perhaps, disappear, blow up in smoke? Try it for yourself and tell me how that works. Happy exploring. Namaste.